Welcome back to our channel, besties. Today is a beautiful Wednesday, but honestly, the vibes are pure chaos, and we are absolutely here for it. Grab your iced coffees and strap in, because the tea we have to spill today is hotter than the sun, and we are about to break it all down. Let's start with Curtis Ashford, because I am genuinely straight up losing my mind over this man. He is officially on my do not perceive list, because his logic right now is so unhinged. So basically, Curtis pulls Michael Corinthos aside to share a tip about his and Jordan's horrific car wreck on Route 91, and bestie be for real right now. Curtis is acting like he's starring in his own gritty true crime documentary. He's hyper-fixating on the guardrail paint. He tells Michael, "It's the only lead I have, and I believe it's worth pursuing." And who is this lead? Who is the suspect he is eyeing, Isaiah Gannon? Yes, you heard me. Curtis has somehow convinced himself that Isaiah's black German SUV is the one that ran them off the road. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Curtis is completely ignoring the fact that he and Jordan were literally making out while driving. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on. But seriously, they took their eyes off the road, swerved to avoid an oncoming car, and now Curtis is desperately trying to pin this on Isaiah. I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of this accusation. Curtis is basically projecting all of his guilt onto Isaiah. Just because he found out Isaiah was at the cabin with Portia, it is giving major deflection energy, and I am totally living for the drama. But also, Curtis bestie, please look in the mirror and take some accountability. And let's just take a moment to dissect the absolute circus that was Route 91 that night. We know that Jordan swerved to avoid a car coming right at her, which, spoiler alert, was actually Danny and Charlotte Cassidy on a joyride. But Curtis doesn't know that. Carly has been aggressively covering up Danny and Charlotte's involvement, shipping the car off to be repaired like a total boss. So Curtis is completely in the dark, grasping at straws and deciding that Isaiah's black German SUV is the culprit. I am genuinely howling at the screen because Curtis is running around playing detective while the real culprits are teenagers, and Carly is just sipping her coffee, hiding all the evidence, and Michael is just standing there probably looking at Curtis like he has three heads, having total doubts about this entire theory. And honestly, same Michael. Same. But don't even get me started on the vibes of this conversation. Wait, did I hear a weird buzzing noise? Ugh. It's probably just the fluorescent lights in this store. Or maybe the freezer section is broken. My brain is glitching, moving on. But seriously, Michael is not buying what Curtis is selling. However, Curtis is so desperate to find someone to blame that he is going to push Ada Justine Turner to look into Isaiah too. It is a complete witch hunt, and I am clutching my chest because I am too unwell to handle Curtis's chaotic detective era. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but we absolutely need to pivot to Jordan Ashford, because I am literally hyperventilating right now over her scene with Justine. Jordan is sitting in her hospital bed recovering from this absolutely devastating wreck, and Justine comes in to check on her. And Justine, who is genuinely trying to be a supportive friend, asks the most out-of-pocket question: "Are you concerned he'll fire you?" He being Jen Sidwell. You guys, the stakes are astronomical right now. Jordan is Jen Sidwell's undercover right-hand woman, and she is spiraling out of control. Jordan is straight up terrified that Sidwell is going to fire her because of her facial scars. She feels like her appearance and her swagger are a massive part of how she handles these dangerous meetings for him. I had to yeet my phone across the room when I heard this. Like, Jordan almost lost her life in a fiery crash. She is dealing with massive trauma. And her biggest concern is whether an international criminal is going to revoke her employment status because she doesn't look the same. I cannot even... The psychological damage is so real. And the worst part is, Jordan might actually be onto something. Sidwell is a terrifyingly calm, ruthless monster who values perfection and loyalty above all else. If Jordan can't bring that same confident energy to the table, he might just toss her aside, or worse, realize she's an undercover plant. Justine is trying to reassure her, but Justine doesn't fully grasp the absolute peril Jordan is in. I am calling it The villain arc for Sidwell is about to go nuclear, and Jordan is sitting right in the blast zone, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update because Jordan needs to get out of there as soon as possible. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. We have to talk about the Quartermaine mansion because it is a total disaster zone right now, and I am physically unwell over it. Brooklyn Quartermaine is a nervous wreck. She is visibly disappointed, completely guilt-ridden, and basically a walking panic attack. And then there is Tracy Quartermaine stepping in like the absolute mafia don she is. Tracy straight up looks at Brooklyn and tells her she has to shove down whatever guilt she is feeling. Tracy insists they have to stick to their cover-up. Did I say that yet? Brooklyn is the other driver. Brooklyn hit that guardrail and kept going because she had been drinking wine at Charlie's pub and was terrified of a breathalyzer, ruining her chances of fostering baby Phoebe. And Tracy is basically telling her to take the secret to the grave to save herself a whole lot of heartache. Bestie be for real right now, the hypocrisy, the drama. Brooklyn wants to come clean. She knows she scraped her car and left Jordan and Curtis in the dust. But Tracy's gaslighting her into thinking that burying this hit and run is the only way to survive. Imagine Harrison Chase, the literal police officer she is married to, finding out his wife caused this wreck, and his grandmother-in-law orchestrated a massive cover-up. They literally just got conditionally approved by Willow to foster baby Phoebe, the child Delilah Wilson died giving birth to. Brooklyn is already so attached, she named the baby. If this secret comes out, she loses the baby, she loses Chase's trust, and she probably goes to Steinmauer. I am screaming into a pillow. Tracy thinks she is protecting her, but she is basically strapping a ticking time bomb to Brooklyn's life. Okay, wait, let me catch my breath. We need to jump over to General Hospital because Christina Corinthos Davis is paying a visit to Lucas Jones. Lucas is standing there in his little white lab coat, which, side note, does anyone else think the tailoring on those GH coats is weirdly specific? Like, it's giving 2014 medical drama aesthetic. The lapels are so sharp, but whatever, I digress. Christina makes a suggestion to Lucas about seeking justice for Marco Rios, and it does not go well. Christina is basically offering up Ethan Lovett's services. Ethan is back in town working for Sonny, and Christina thinks he can help Lucas avenge Marco's unsolved murder. But Lucas is upset. He literally snaps at Christina and says he thinks it's okay for him to sit this one out. Him being Ethan, or maybe even Sonny Lucas, is so raw, so grieving. And he absolutely does not want these mob-adjacent men fighting his battles. He is looking at Christina like she just offered him a poisoned apple. And here's the real tea, you guys. Lucas already has a plan of his own underway. He is living at Windermere, surrounded by Jen Sidwell and Cassius, and he is plotting something huge. He is officially on his own vigilante arc, and he doesn't need Ethan Lovett swooping in to steal his thunder. Lucas is playing a lethal game of chess with the man who is indirectly responsible for his boyfriend's death. I am genuinely terrified for Lucas, but I am also totally living for this dark, brooding energy he is bringing to the screen. And the absolute irony of it all, Lucas doesn't even know the full web of lies yet. He is mourning Marco. But he has no idea that Ross Cullum is the one who actually stabbed Marco to death. And Jason is currently rotting in WSB custody, taking the fall for shooting Cullum, when it was actually little Rocco Falconeri who pulled the trigger. The layers to this storyline are genuinely making me dizzy. If Lucas finds out that Cassius and Sidwell are manipulating this entire narrative while he is living right under their roof at Windermere, the fallout is going to be astronomical. I am literally shaking just thinking about the confrontation that is brewing. Finally, we have to talk about Willow Kane and Michael Corinthos, because they are officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done. Willow has the absolute nerve, the sheer audacity to ask Michael for a favor. She sets up a meeting with him, probably hoping they can keep things civil after that massive screaming match they had at Crimson over Jacinda Bracken. And Willow has had a chance to cool off, and she is taking a softer approach. But we all know it is a complete manipulation tactic. Willow is desperate. She is terrified that Jacinda is going to replace her as a mother figure to Wiley and Amelia. So whatever this favor is, it 100% involves alienating Jacinda. But Willow doesn't know that Michael is already moving forward with a secret plan against her. Michael and Jacinda are setting a trap. Michael is not going to be on board with Willow's demands, no matter how sweetly she asks. He's actively plotting to take her down, especially since she basically blackmailed her own mother, Nina, and is keeping the secret that she shot Drew Kane. And let's just pause and reflect on the absolute hypocrisy of Willow Kane right now. She is sitting across from Michael, batting her eyelashes, asking for a favor, while she is literally the person who shot Drew Kane. Did I say that yet? She shot Drew, paralyzed him, and is forcing Nina to give him paralytic injections to keep him silent. She's a full-blown criminal mastermind hiding behind the sweet, innocent congresswoman persona. The fact that she has the nerve to demand Michael keep Jacinda away from Wiley when she is out here committing actual felonies is straight up unhinged. I am screaming bestie be for real right now. I am literally sweating from yelling about this. The situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. The stakes, the betrayal, the absolute cinematic mayhem of it all, between Curtis acting like a rogue detective, Jordan spiraling over her scars, Tracy running a mob-style cover-up, Lucas going dark mode, and Willow walking straight into Michael's trap. I need to go lie down on the floor and stare at the ceiling for at least 3 hours to process this. My grip on reality is slipping, besties. I will see you in the next update if I survive this.